Hello everyone, I'm Coyote Jack, and well, not many people have seen this case, but I saw it in an automaton, and well, it's involving in feminazis again. So I just going to read you the headline first. Creator of visual novel in which you feed garbage to a sentient sex doll defends serious narrative intent behind again after facing backlash. Okay, there is this artist is Japanese. The type of Japanese indie game in which you feed garbage to a sentient sex doll addresses backlash on X following the game's announcement. So some fucking Karenis, feminazis, decided to, oh, let's shit on this guy. Even though he already said, yeah, this is my fictional character, this is what I want to create. But let's see what the content of this news has. So, Japanese indie developer Nogafuni Bento recently announced that first visual novel, please sir only the most delicious garbage. Way with words. The game isn't even out yet, but it has been on receiving end of very polarized opinions ever since announcements on July 18, as some people argue that these themes are discriminatory or excessively cruel towards women. Fictional women is a sex doll. Hey, they want to treat real life people as fiction and they don't fucking care about them. But even when it comes to fictional characters, they are just going to grief. Because at the end of the day, we have seen it with collected shit how it is all power and control. So continue on. Additionally, the game current lack of appropriate age rating despite its mature themes caused concern among some users. Well, if you are hearing the word sex doll, no, man. Even I know. I already said that it's important to classify what is the content of what you're producing. Yeah, I'm agreed that there is age classification for that, but the name speaks for itself. So yeah, you cannot bitch about that one. You already have been warned. Even at the most edgy titles, I'm okay with that. At least they are just telling to everyone else, hey, this is what we are aiming for. Simple as that. Well, let's continue. On the other hand, developers have come out with a statement assuring users that they are handling the game's sensitive topic seriously and with purpose, rather than tar the cruelty for the sake of it. Well, this kind of compromise doesn't even necessary. It's easier to say, we are just telling everyone, hey, we are just trying to create this one. We are going to tell you what inspired us to make this one. Hey, if you're interested, grab a copy. So please sir, only Master Delicious Garbage follows the story of humanoid sex doll called Miali, who is not only alive and conscious but becomes more intelligent the more garbage she eats. Wow. As Melody grows wiser, she also becomes more aware of the fact that you are force feeding her literal trash and starts refusing to eat. Depending on the stage you take and junk you feed her, she may evolve into your apprentice, your psychic, your lover, nice, nice ending, or even your worst nightmare. Well, yeah, going all routes. The concept of the game was inspired by Daniel Keyes' classic short story and later novel Flower for Algernon. Yeah, Algernon, I read that correctly. Which depicts the tragic story of a man who undergoes surgery to increase his HQ. His personal relationships worsening as his world growing darker as his IQ rises. Well, it's kinda true that if the more stupid someone is, it can be happy until they remove everything else from that part. Well, we have seen cases of that. Well, let's continue. The story also touches on things like treatment of mentally disabled people and their positions in society. Okay, so being inclusive in certain regard, although and having some waifus there, presumably as the first person protagonist of Please Share Only Most Delicious Garbage, the player will be faced with similar ethical dilemmas when building their relationship with Miali. And Miali peers up with a beaming smile as if she's begging for a word of praise. Hey, so yeah, this is just one of those visual novels. Yeah, no fucking problem with that. However, over X, the premise and the story of the freshly announced game caused a wave of backlash questioning its morality. So some users point out that the game concept and over-sexualized depictions of women are indicative of misogynist undertones, and that's how you know it's a fucking Karenist, fucking feminazi, one of those collective shit sellers. Not precisely them, but yeah, they are. They are in Japan. But I'm jumping to the conclusion. Let's continue. Author raised concerns that the original story Flowers of Algernon, which depicts mentally disabled main character, is being sexualized and made into products to be consumed. Yeah, I inspired from that person told me, yeah, I'm going to turn this into a waifu. Ari is going to sell, which is not wrong, and that person should stick to his guns. Furthermore, the game's quote unquote all ages rating on Steam was brought into question. Okay, yeah, this one, yeah, you already haven't done then, yeah, you should not have done as old ages. Seriously, yeah, that one could be a fuck up whenever it's the developer of Steam. So, due to the fact that the game's central character is meant to be a living, breathing sex doll. Also, I have to point out, let's see if this one passes the verification of Steam, because Steam is still even having a hard on for that said content. Addressing the backlash, the development team explained that the game's premise is there to tell a story, rather than enforce stereotypes or promote cruelty. Well, I want to tell a fucking story. On behalf of Nogafumi Bento, developer Noga Sukoto apologized for the commotion in an post, assuring that fans and the development team is taking the feedback regarding the game's teams very seriously. Why he apologized, man? This is not good. Yeah, you should never apologize. You should say, I'm sticking to my fans' support. But well, addressing the Steam Edge verification, well, could be that, yeah, that was apologizing for, yeah, I fuck out this one, classifying correctly, my bad. That's the only case they will say, yeah, we should correct ourselves here. Because if we are going to push this content, even for temper minimum, we are going to get flagged and it's going to be in a stupid situation. But let's continue. They promise to make sure the game properly conveys the intended message. Okay, at least this one is okay. While noting that there will not be any revisions or changes to the game's content. Okay, they are saying, yeah, we are sticking to our guns. So they said it in a more politely way. Okay, but we are still, yeah, this is good. Everything will be kept as the devs originally intended. Okay? That's that sounds good. So continue on. Through the story of sex dolls against intelligence by eating trash, our goal was to depict the experience of thrown somebody born with the undesirable traits lives their life. We had no intentions to promote discrimination or belief of any specific group. And well, this is the problem. They should go just tell them to go kick rocks. This is our creation of fiction. And let's continue. On the other hand, Nogatsuko admits that even though there were no harmful intentions from the developers, side with future exposures and considering the games gained such a reputation at extremely early stage, there is a risk that the game could be interpreted in harmful ways after it's released. And precisely because a lot of people find comfort in fiction, we're worried how great or an influence fictions can have on reality and the dangers of it. So saying something like, yeah, we know there are morons that they cannot differentiate reality from fiction. While nobody can dictate how people are going to interpret their work, the developers promise that they will pay more attention to how they promote the game. Yeah, put that age classifications correctly. We will be looking to appropriate means of expression of our game, so that the things we want to portray are properly conveyed for the certain audience, and so it doesn't err on spreading and promotion of exploitative values. However, we have no plans to change the things and messages we wanted to speak in this world. Okay, yeah, we hear you, we're sticking to our fans. So this is good, but I want to see something that even you are going to have interest here. So, this is the translation of the post. We already read to that. This one is what is interesting when you translate it. Feminists will just flee and look for the next target if the object they try to burn ignores them. So ignoring them is the best option. If you respond poorly, they'll take it as admitting fault and rally through destroying you. So yeah, even the Japanese can say you should not apologize. You should stick it to your guns. Even though you say yeah, you're going to stick to your original, then you should never apologize. In this case, yeah, I absolutely agree. Even the Japanese people are finally catching on with these cases. Hey, if this is an indie developer. This developer saying, I want to deliver something to my main audience, which is that's fine in all sense of the word. Depending if how performs is yet to see. But even though seeing this, yeah, trying to apologizing for endangering someone. Now you're not endangering someone. The only ones endangering people are these fucking activists, these virtue signalers, these moral faggots that they just want to destroy the good stuff and pushing the most insane boundaries. That's why I brought collective shit because those are the most newer, recent, and currently the most notorious example of why you should never listen and also why you should tell them to go kick rocks. And in fact, why not people threaten to sue them even individually? Yeah, this fucking activist needs to be gone. And Japan is facing the same kind. Or could be that there is some fucking Westards harassing these developers and using Google Translator to post in Japanese. Could be. But well, there you have it. This is how this developer is handling. But yeah, even more people are being aware of all of this. Look at this one. I don't think there any meaning in making people eat quote unquote trash if you absolutely want to create it. How about selling it in a method? Will it sell? If it doesn't sell, what will be the reason? Can you conventionally say that these games won't lead to some people to think it's okay to make girls eat trash? Furthermore, it doesn't feel like a tribute to flowers or aldermore. In an insult, I demand a halt in sales of or a reconciliation. So yeah, you're seeing kind of these posts like this retards like this. And then let's see what this one quickly. It seems like there are multiple trash eating dolls, so at the very least, they should prepare a male version too, right? That's what I thought. By the way, with the love doll setting, isn't kinda possible for it to be all ages? That's what I thought. It feels like the creator's mindset is kinda buggy. So well, the Steam is actually correlated. Sorry for jumping from the side. If someone were to say it's okay to make a girl eat garbage, I think the cause would likely be issues with that person's family environment or personal traits. Normally playing a girl when you kill people doesn't mean it's okay to kill in real life. Yeah, that's true. However, it will be reassuring if ratings and such could be reviewed. So yeah, it is kind of a mixed bag going on in the Japanese side of X. This is how things are going. Yeah, the best case I have seen is this one. Yeah, knowing who is the fucking Karenist. Oh, yeah, Urusaki-chan. The people remember what they did to try to shut down a charity event where they were donating blood for obviously healthness and in the sense of the word in emergencies people need blood transfusion. And these fucking Karenis went and stopped this only because they used Usaki-chan. How can we forget? Oh, this one I remember when they tried to, yeah, harass to no end a noodle company only because Anat. So yeah, they are piling up examples here in Japan. They are aware. They are fucking aware. So there you have it. That's it. Thanks for watching and please take care.